Welcome to Terminal 3 at the Toronto Pearson International Airport. If everything goes to plan, this should be a pretty good day. And, as always, huge thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring this video. Good morning, everyone. It's been a while since I've last flown WestJet, and it's good to be back. My name is Scott. I am the founder and author of SANspotter.com, and yeah, I am finally going to give the WestJet 787-9 a try in business class to Calgary. The problem is that I'm a little bit late to the game, and you've probably already seen enough reviews about this product already. Therefore, instead of yet another review, I'm going to focus on all the pros and cons about the entire experience, from the time leading up to the flight all the way to the arrival in Calgary. Actually, that kind of sounds like a normal review, doesn't it? Pro. Online check-in has just opened for my flight home to San Diego tomorrow. Con. I'm kind of at risk for having my personal data hijacked and stolen if I check in over public Wi-Fi here at the Toronto airport. Of course, I have no idea how secure the public Wi-Fi here really is, but I don't have to worry about any of that thanks to Surfshark. Surfshark is the only VPN that I trust to encrypt all of the data I transmit to and from my phone while out on the road like this, and it runs completely in the background without me even noticing. All I need to do is make a selection from a long list of virtual servers from all over the world, connect to it, and boom! Nobody monitoring the network I'm on can see or steal my personal data. Speaking of virtual servers, Surfshark now has thousands of them in over 100 countries, which makes them the first commercial VPN to achieve this. Unfortunately, it can't do anything about these dirty carpets. Maybe someday. Anyway, now is the time to get access to Surfshark and all of its amazing features for a really great price. Using the promo code SCOTT in conjunction with the link in the description below, you can get Surfshark for 85% off what they normally charge to new subscribers. They're also going to throw in an extra 3 months on top of that for free, but you have to act fast since this deal is only good between November 1st and December 31st, 2022. Honestly, the only thing that would make it better is if it cleaned dirty airport carpets too. If you show up to the gate early like I have good news and bad news. I mean, a pro and a con. Pro. All WestJet 787 business class passengers get lounge access. Con? Here in Toronto, it's actually just a Plaza Premium lounge, and it's not all that great. I've been in this lounge before, and knowing how small and busy it is, I opted to skip it this time and explore the main terminal instead. There's actually a lot to see here in Terminal 3, which is a pro, if you like plane spotting at least. If not, I guess you could just chalk it up as a big fat con. But then again, unless you're my parents, you probably wouldn't be watching this video if you didn't like airplanes. How cool is it that WestJet runs their 787s on these domestic routes? These airplanes spend most of their time flying to Europe and back, so this is a really cool opportunity to get the chance to try it on a flight closer to home. Pro. With a Zone 1 boarding pass, I'll be the very first to board. Con? I waited too long to get in line. Oh well. I know I have a lie-flat business class seat waiting for me, which is a feeling so good that, yeah, that counts as another pro. Today's scheduled flying time to Calgary is 3 hours and 51 minutes, which is admittedly too short for a business class experience as good as this. Yes, I've seen all those other reviews as well, so I already know that this is going to be good. Pro. This is the exact same seat that I showed you in my American Airlines 777-200 review. Con? Well, I can't think of any yet because I already know how good these seats are. I really like the colors and textures they use, and it looks like a very sophisticated color palette in my opinion. So yeah, this definitely looks premium. One of the neatest details about these seats is the color that they chose for the inside of the storage bins. I wasn't expecting bright blue, but you know what? That works. Oh, and here's a little preview of the meal service on today's flight, which looks pretty good. And so far, this pros and cons thing isn't working out very well. There's a lot more to like about WestJet 787-9 business class than there is to complain about, but I guess if I had to say anything negative, I'd call myself an idiot for choosing to try this on a 4-hour flight instead of a 12-hour flight. Pro. Pushback from the gate happened right on time. Con. Watching the action through the oddly tinted Boeing 787 windows lessens the experience. I know it's kind of hard to see in this footage, but there's a strong brownish tint to them, even in the most transparent setting, and it'll be more obvious once we take off and get above the clouds. Another pro that I didn't have the chance to mention before is how small and intimate the business class cabin is here on the WestJet 787s. There are only 4 rows of seats in a 1-2-1 configuration, so this feels more private and secluded than many other business class cabins that I've tried over the years. This also means not having to wait as long to be served drinks and meals, which might be all the reason you need to choose WestJet Business Class over Air Canada Business Class for your next trip to Europe. So, what was that? Another 2 pros unchallenged by any cons? I think you can see where this is going. As you're about to see, even though this is going to be just a 4-hour domestic flight, they're going to give us the full 787 business class experience, and not just a watered-down version of it. Pro. It's really easy to get comfortable in these seats. Con. I still got nothing. Noise-canceling headphones were provided, as they should have been, and seriously, the noise cancellation on these things was potent. Oh, I just thought of something. Pro. The large video screens are fantastic. Con. The selection of movies and TV shows was kind of a letdown. There was just a fraction of the overall number of choices that Air Canada has, and honestly, a lot of it was stuff that I've never even heard of before. Take that with a grain of salt though, because I'm boring and hardly up to date with what's cool and hip these days. Pro. We got snacks before the meal service. Con? It was pretty basic. Maybe it was foolish of me to expect warm nuts in a bowl. I don't know. They did make up for it with the lunch service though. Or maybe it was dinner? I don't know. Given the fact that it's a little after 4 p.m. right now, who knows? Anyway, this is the mushroom ravioli, and yeah, I'd say that this looks like a proper business class meal. Pro. This is, by far, the best looking meal that I've ever been served on WestJet. Con? Well, I think... Actually, you know what? I've still got nothing. No, it wasn't perfect, but it was tasty, and I did eat every last bite of it. Pro. The meal service has left me feeling completely satisfied. Con? This flight is almost over. Anyway, it's still really weird to me that WestJet has 787s with proper business class seats in them. I was really skeptical when I first heard that they were going to do this, as it seemed totally out of their wheelhouse, but I think they really nailed this. Pro. These are lie-flat business class seats, and I can assure you that they feel every bit as comfortable as they look. Con? They are narrow, which may be an issue for those of you with wider hips. Speaking of narrow, this is hardly what I would call a proper business class lavatory. My advice, suck in that gut before entering. Oh, and please wash your hands before exiting. Thanks. Con: the tinting on these 787 windows is unnatural. Pro: we got pre-landing snacks. At least, I think they're snacks. Yep, they're snacks. Props to WestJet for the creative packaging. Anyway, the contents of this box consisted of a variety of tasty items, none of which I necessarily needed after the full meal service, but it's all good. So, as we roll into the final portion of this flight, I think it's safe to say that it was a lot easier to come up with all the pros than it was the cons. WestJet 787-9 business class is every bit as good as I expected it to be, which is important because the competition is no joke. Yes, the service you'll get in Air Canada business class will be similar, but they do have the advantage of being part of the Star Alliance, which is important to me for point and status building opportunities on a wide variety of other airlines. But if you're not into that sort of thing, then yeah, WestJet is a fantastic option for long-haul business class. Actually, I think that was another con made irrelevant by a glowing endorsement, which, again, proves that it's not so easy to criticize this. Whatever. Welcome to Calgary. The local time is about 5:30 p.m., which is exactly when they said we would arrive. And for what it's worth, this was my 4th flight on WestJet, and so far, every single one of them has arrived on time or early. Of course, I'm sure there is someone out there with the exact opposite experience, but hey, my luck has been pretty good with them so far. What a fantastic flight this was. I'm glad that I finally got the chance to try it, and the only better thing that I can think of at the moment is the list of SANspotter patrons. To everyone listed here, thank you for your continuing support, and it's with your generosity that I'm able to keep making these videos. So, thank you. Pro: maybe now the flood of requests I get to try WestJet 787-9 business class will stop. Con: Spirit Airlines just unveiled all new seats, and I expect the requests for those reviews to start coming in 3, 2,